הדבר עליון כל השונה הלכות וכונים שהוא בין העולם הבא שנאמר הליכות עולם לא עתיקי הליכות אלא הלכות.
בוקר טוב רבותיי, חזק וברוך. Question that just came up, when we were praying, we had like limited here prayers. We had only minyan mitzumtzam, 10, 11, 12 people, whatever it is we have. So the question comes up, when you're doing Chazat HaShatz, repeating the Amida, do you have to wait for everybody to finish? The truth is, right, that there's Rosh. The Rosh says, the Shulchan Aruch put down, that if there isn't 9 people answering Amen, it's like Karov Liot Bracha Levatala. It's close to being like Bracha Levatala, like a wasted blessing for the Chazan, So you may think, wait a second, we got to wait for everybody because we need 9 people to answer Amen. Otherwise, we're not good, according to what the Rosh says. But the truth is, it says in the Bet Yosef, Siman Nun Hey, not like that. It says that if you're in a hurry, it says over there, you're allowed to start the Chazat HaShatz if you have Rov Minyan, 6, 7 people. You have Rov, right? Majority. So the question is, why is that? Didn't we just say, right, if there are not 90 people answering, how can they answer when they're praying? They can't answer. So what's the contradiction? There's no contradiction. So the answer is like this. The answer is that those people who are praying, we call them anus. You know what that means? They can't answer because they're praying, So they have no choice to answer. So therefore, if a person is anus, we say anus rachamana patre. What does that mean? He's absolved. He's patur. Why? Because he can't answer. So therefore, in a case like that, we don't mind so much. As long as we have Rov Minyan, that's answering Amen, Baruch Hu Baruch Shema, Amen. So therefore, we have no problem. We can start, especially if you're in a hurry. What does that mean? You're in a hurry. People are going to work, whatever it is. They can't wait so long. So what can you do? What are you going to do? Wait. There are some people who like to pray like 10 minutes, and most people pray like 5 minutes Amida. So we can't really wait for the 10-minute guys. It's too much for us. You know what I mean? So tirchat tzibura. So therefore, we start. That was the minhag of Maran Abba Shalom. That the Maran also in his minyan, Obadiah, when he was in a hurry. By the way, he was always in a hurry. Why? Because he wanted to go and learn. You know what I mean? So there was no time that he wasn't in a hurry. So therefore, when there was Rov Minyan, and we were waiting, he would tell the Chazan to start already. He wasn't a makpid that there should be 9 people answering, because as we said, right? Anus rachamana patre. That's one thing. Another thing is that, I've said this before, but just want to tell you again, because it always comes up, this thing, What can we do? It's like a minhag. So the thing is like this, right? When we do BIRKAT HACOHANIM, some people like to put, the talit on their friends, their talmidim or their sons, whatever it's like. So the truth is, we looked into this whole thing. If there's a basis for this in the Chazal, in the words of Chazal, in the words of the poskim, and we found that there is no basis. This is just a minhag. That people made up. Some people made up this minhag to put the talit on there. So what the problem is like this. Okay, when you're putting the talit on them, that doesn't harm you so much. Okay, I don't care. Whether you do it or not. Lo ma'aleh lo morid, right? Doesn't help you, doesn't hurt you. Okay, fine. But the problem is like this. What happened was that when they started to do this talit business, they started to think, that the bracha is coming from the father, and from the rabbi, but really the truth is it's coming from the Kohanim. It says, right, B'samu et shimi al bnei Yisrael, v'ani avarchem. The Kohanim are blessing, and then Hashem blesses blessing. It has nothing to do with the father or the rabbi. Don't put 2 things together, So when is the time to be blessed by your rabbi? When you see a rabbi, kiss his hand, and say, give me a bracha, rabbi, has nothing to do with the prayers, Don't do that at the time of prayers. Right? There's a time for everything. And also, when you want to get blessed by your father, when is the time to get blessed by your father? Erev Shabbat, Leil Shabbat, after Kiddush, go and kiss his hand, and he'll bless you. There's a time for everything, But when it comes to the prayers, right, the rabbis were metaken what? That the Kohanim should bless. Not the father, and not the rabbi. There's a time for everything. There is also a problem with that, halakhically speaking. What's the problem? That we're in the middle of the Amida, Chazat HaShatz. So you're not allowed to talk. So when you're blessing your son, in the middle of the Chazat HaShatz, you're doing Averah, because you're talking in the middle of the Chazat HaShatz. Who gave you permission to do that? You understand? So there's a time and place for everything. The truth is, then we checked, Maran, Abba Shalom, we checked if he ever did this before, like he put his hands on his sons. He had 5 sons, Baruch Hashem, no lack of sons, So did he ever never he did. Never put his hands on his sons during BIRKAT HACOHANIM. No such a thing like that. Because he knew that it wasn't necessary. The only time they say he used to do that was when there was some grandchildren, who were crying, So to calm them down, so they shouldn't make noise, he would put his hands on them, to calm them, So if you're crying, I'll come to me, I'll put my hand on you, I'll calm you down, don't worry, If you're in a bad mood, one of those bad moods, So don't worry, I'll take care of you. But besides that, it's not necessary. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen, Chazak Baruch.
Why do we have to be